Okay, I wanted to make a video if you are new to the chronic illness world and you're like, where the heck do I start searching? How do I figure things out? So, if you are new to the chronic illness world, here are some phrases and things to do to figure your way out on your search. So, first off, you're going to hear the word spoonie a lot. What is a spoonie? So, it's the spoon theory. Spoon theory is basically you have a limited amount of spoons. So normies, average people, nobody's normal by the way, normies have as many spoons as they want, but chronically ill people only have about 12 spoons. And so basically you have to choose your spoons wisely. And so when talking about other people, we call each other spoonies. And so basically, if getting out of bed, 1 spoon, taking your meds, 1 spoon, taking a shower, 3 spoons, FaceTiming your friend could be 2 spoons, making a meal could be 3 spoons. It just depends on your body and how many spoons, how much you exert energy, so we're spoonies that way. Sometimes that's a nickname. So when you're typing in things, typing in spoonie could lead you to a web page. There's a lot of Etsy pages that have spoonies, so typing in spoonies could lead you to some blogs and vlogs to great helpful things. Also, a lot of people say they could have been diagnosed 10 times faster if they knew about TikTok. TikTok has answered a lot of my questions and a lot of my curiosities just by using the hashtag spoonie or hashtag chronic illness. And a lot of things like that. TikTok is super helpful in the disabled community. So just type in hashtag chronic illness, hashtag spoonie, hashtag undiagnosed. And you can ask a lot of questions on there and people are open. Just be respectful if they say please no, or if you cross the boundary, and also respect that disabled people don't have to answer any of your questions. Just because you ask a question does not mean we're going to answer the question, because digging into somebody's personal life and their medical history is can be rude. We don't have to answer any of your questions because that is our private information. Some people are open to answering questions, some people aren't. And one day I may answer questions, one day I may not. Okay, another page that is really helpful then you are looking for answers is NORD, National Organization for Rare Diseases. You will find most a lot of diseases on here, disorders. That's where I found a lot of my answers when I am looking for answers and I need to dig into something. This is where I refer people to NORD, N-O-R-D, National Organization for Rare Diseases. One of my favorite Etsy shops actually donates 10% of their proceeds to the National Organization for Rare Diseases. So when you go on there, it will break it down. Very specifically, it will break down symptoms. It will also do comorbidities. It will also break down if there's subtypes and the connections to it, genetics. It is really, really, really helpful. Then you have National Institute of Health, NIH. That is also a very great resource to look at. YouTube. Honestly, YouTube is a great lifesaver. Also, YouTube is not backed up by medical resource, so don't take YouTube for fact. This is something also you need to realize. Just because one web page says something does not mean it's accurate, so make sure when you find a thing that you really identify with, you need to make sure that you look at a couple other sources to make sure that this fact is correct from the source. Remember, Wikipedia, people can edit that. So Wikipedia is usually not a trusted source. If you've been to school, even high school, they will tell you Wikipedia is not a trusted source. So if you get into a scientific battle on Facebook or anything, make sure that if you source Wikipedia and they're yeah, that's not fact, that is probably not fact. Also, your biggest benefit, and most people will tell you this, go on Facebook. If you get diagnosed with something, go on Facebook, type that into your search bar in every different direction, every syllable, and then do it in short, EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, E dot, D dot, S dot, every which direction you can. Ehlers-Danlos awareness, EDS awareness, EDS support, EDS crew. They also are called zebras, zebra crew, zebra herd. There's so many different ways to find support groups that way. And so all of those different support groups, join them all. Join them all. Join them all. Because all of those support groups will have different people that you can talk to. I have made so many friends just by clicking in those groups and talking in all of those groups. Sometimes you'll have overlapping friends, and so you'll start making friends through all these different groups. I have not left my home in a year, and I have made more friends in a year than I have made in a lifetime. And I've barely left my bed. Mind-blowing, I know. Also, my best information comes from those support groups. Facebook, you might think, is for trolling, but you'll find your best information there, is in the Facebook support groups, because people are dropping their information that they're finding into those support groups. Choose your support groups wisely. Read when they say, like, please sign and agree. At the very top of these support groups, they will have like a guidelines and lists. Some of the guidelines are very strict, so if you don't agree with one of those guidelines at the very top, just like back out right away, because once you get into an admin fight, you're gonna get blocked. Some of them have very strict guidelines of like no talking about medicines, no sharing this or that. So read those details very carefully, because if you want to talk about medicines, or you want to talk about the specific thing, or you have this specific question and it is in the guidelines that you're not allowed to talk about it, well, you're not going to be able to talk about it, so you might as well not join the group anyway if that's something that you're going to be talking about. So yeah. So Facebook, National Organization for Rare Diseases, TikTok, and YouTube, those were my best sources. Yeah. I really wanted to get my hands on books, but I physically can't get places, and Amazon, like, I was going to order them, but it's so expensive that it's like, nah. Nah. But yeah, when you go to Google, there are some great sources, but it's a lot of reading. So Facebook basically leads you to all of these sources. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful for all you newbies, and hopefully you have a better time figuring your way out on finding facts and information, because you don't want to start your journey with misinformation. Peace, love, and Cookie Monster, you guys. Love you. Stay safe.